Schiff's lies against Trump so pathetic, even Whoopi calls BS and throws him off the view. By Rebecca DeCirio, Politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. Representative Adam Schiff is keeping hope alive for the left-wing nutjobs who still think special counsel Robert Mueller has damning evidence that will lead to President Trump's impeachment. You gotta be out of your mind if you're thinking that. Appearing on The View, Schiff was surrounded by Trump haters who were so excited to hear the California congressman's shocking hardcore evidence against the president. So, Shifty Schiff told the leftist co-host his evidence, but that's when even Whoopi called BS and threw him off the show. Don't miss this. She threw him off the show? I'd like to see that. Adam Schiff thought his gig on The View would be a President Donald Trump hate fest, and boy, did the shrews on ABC talk show try to make that happen. Shifty Schiff was so excited to be welcomed by his fellow leftist nutjobs, but then one thing went wrong. Meghan McCain was assigned to ask him questions. Meghan McCain is no hardcore conservative. However, neither is she a flaming liberal. So, Schiff really didn't have much to worry about, right? The truth has no agenda, so if Adam Schiff truly had the goods on the president, McCain's question would not trip him up. McCain told Schiff, "I think at this point in time, it's really difficult for me and many Americans to differentiate between what is overhyped and what isn't. You've said on more than one occasion that you've seen ample evidence of the Trump campaign's Russia collusion. Last March, you said you had more than circumstantial evidence of treasonous collusion with Russia." You know, see, these kind of words you can sue. Let's take a listen to this instead of me repeating what they're saying.
Hi, Congressman. So I think at this point in time, it's really difficult for me and many Americans to differentiate between what is overhyped and what isn't. You've said on more than one occasion that you've seen ample evidence of the Trump campaign's Russia collusion. Last March, you said you had more than circumstantial evidence of treasonous collusion with Russia. What specifically were you referring to? And please be specific, because if it's true, I do believe Americans have the right to know a year later what that is.
Well, I've certainly said that there's ample evidence of collusion. I've never used the word treason. Only Steve Bannon has used that word. But if you look at the facts that are already in the public domain, they're pretty damning. Starting with what we know about George Papadopoulos, one of the few foreign policy advisors to the campaign. We now know that Papadopoulos was approached by the Russians and told back in April of the election year, even before the Clinton campaign knew, that the Russians had stolen Clinton and DNC emails. And we also know that they previewed their dissemination, the anonymous dissemination of those emails with Papadopoulos back in April. Now, it was only weeks later that the Russians made a second approach to the Trump campaign, this time at the highest levels, at Trump Tower, in a meeting that they previewed by saying that they wanted to offer incriminating information about Hillary.
Is it enough for Mueller to bring charges? Because if it isn't enough for Mueller to bring charges, what does that mean?
Well, what it means,
charges
and
of collusion.
This is a very important question, and that is what's Mueller's job and what's our job. Mm-hmm. Bob Mueller will make the decision whether there is proof beyond a reasonable doubt to indict and convict people. It is not his responsibility to tell the country what happened. And indeed, there's no guarantee that the country will ever learn what Bob Mueller finds apart from an indictment. It's the job of the Congress to tell the American people what happened. Whether it reaches the standard beyond reasonable doubt, or we merely find clear and convincing evidence of collusion. So it's important, I think, that we set out the facts for the public, set out the facts about what the Russians told Papadopoulos, about what the Russians did in setting up that meeting in Trump Tower. Now, bear in mind that meeting in Trump Tower, which takes place after the campaign is alerted that the Russians have these emails. Don Jr. is told, hey, at the highest levels, ultra-sensitive, we have information incriminated by Hillary Clinton as part of the...
Yeah, and how about Hillary Clinton paying for the dossier to get dirt on Trump? Had Trump done that, it would have been all over the front page news and never let go. You see how he's talking around in circles?
Government effort to help Donald Trump. That looks a lot like collusion to me.
And you're a former federal prosecutor.
Yes.
I just think if Mueller doesn't end up charging him, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah,
thank you.
But we won't know. Until you know what I'm doing. I'm rapping here, and I'm so sorry because you should have been here the whole hour.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? Whatever's going to come out, we're going to hear it from you before we hear it from anybody else, I hope. From the committee, not just you. Thank you for coming. Come back.
I would love to. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, she didn't throw him off the set, you know. She didn't throw him off the set. But you see his shifty eyes?
The Russian government effort to help Donald Trump. That looks a lot like collusion to me.
And you're a former federal prosecutor.
Yes.
I just think if Mueller doesn't end up charging him, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Yeah, thank you.
But we won't know. Until you know what I'm doing. I'm rapping here, and I'm so sorry because
because we know it's a crock. The Federalist reports Representative Adam Schiff conceded Thursday there is still no evidence President Trump or his campaign colluded with Russia to win the election, and made a point of distancing himself from any charges of treason against the president. They add Schiff offered nothing substantial to back up his claim when pressed on The View to get specific and acknowledge hard proof of collusion may never materialize even after an intensive and months-long, over a year. They were wiretapping him before he won the presidency. A months-long investigation by special counsel Robert Mueller. Here's the bottom line. If Mueller can't turn up hard evidence to indict someone, Democrats in Congress will have to rely on a much softer standard of evidence to persuade the public that Russia collusion happened, with Schiff's crappy performance and even Whoopi calling BS on what she heard from Shifty. It's pretty much a given now that there will be a lot of crazed Democrats losing their minds when Mueller comes up with zero. Yeah, they're going to probably say he was paid off or something. On The View, Macon asked Schiff for his long promised evidence of treasonous collusion. And I'm not joking, he says. Papadopoulos was told Russia had HRC's 30,000 emails. He wrongly says they were hacked DNC emails, and the Trump Tower meeting. I mean, wasn't making Adam Schiff. The Russians ignore the leaks. Putin hired them. Trump. Rules for radicals. Schiff said Bob Mueller will make that decision whether there is proof beyond a reasonable doubt to indict and convict people. It is not his responsibility to tell the country what happened, and indeed there's no guarantee that the country will ever learn what Bob Mueller finds apart from an indictment. It's the job of Congress to tell the American people what happened. Wow, so Adam Schiff is saying Robert Mueller's got nothing. And Congress will tell Americans what happened after all this time and the millions in taxes wasted on this bogus Mueller scam. Finally, Schiff admits it was always a big nothing burger. These Democrats who insisted on the special counsel should be made to pay the millions back that they knowingly wasted. Absolutely. Unbelievable. I mean, really? Yeah, you know, he looks like a chicken, you know? Yeah, unbelievable. You know, and notice how he tries to get out of it, and he was smiling while he was talking about this. That's a serious business, and he was like smiling. Unbelievable. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.